Hey, what's going on, guys? Inglorious Gun, and we're back in Plat, baby. This is actually the Ascension match I had to Plat a few days ago, but unfortunately, like most people, when you achieve a new rank, I went in an immediate deranking spree. I won like one or two matches where I'm like, cool, like I'm steady chilling in Plat 3, no issues here, and then just immediately back into Gold 3. But I've hit Plat yet again, which I wanted to do because I didn't want to be a fucking poser and hit Plat and then go back into Gold 3 and then record this video and talking about Plat and not being Plat. So now that that has been achieved and I have reached my Shangri-La, if you will, we can get into my thoughts on this second climb for Season 1, hitting Plat in Season 0. That was my peak, and now we are back in Plat in Season 1. And it has been a learning experience this season, right? And not just because of the new characters, and not just because of the balance changes, but in truth, putting everything that I talk about in these other videos into practice, and then doing my best to manifest those principles in a way that's conducive with victory. So, playing healer lately, been just chilling out in the back line, doing my best to not die, and just kind of focusing my DPSs in regards to keeping them alive as much as possible. And then if my tanks are just getting absolutely fucking melted, well, you do what you can, right? DPS, you know, mixed bag, right? But switching until I hit something that is cohesive and is getting the job done. In a lot of cases, it's a Namor, it's a Punisher, it is anyone that has a really good CC ult, ideally. And then with tank, as you see here, Strange has been probably the most consistent pick to off tank. Especially like in the odd chance that you're not going to get a 2-2-2 setup because people are weird, and you know, I've become a bit more accepting of it, given that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you are going to have a singular tank, ideally it is going to be Doctor Strange. And sorry about all that noise there. My cat is knocking over my controllers. Making lots of noise. But yeah, Strange is just easily the best pick I've had. Just in terms of consistency. I feel like with his dark magic combo, it's pretty easy to still do like a pretty significant amount of damage as far as like squishy targets go and have a lot of impact, especially with Agamotto as well. And it's just kind of allowed me to take a minute, assess, and do my best playing forward in regards to trying to get LP. Now, we've talked a lot about blaming teammates. We've talked a lot about the solo queue experience. And I've actually like kind of had not a change of heart, a turn of perspective where after watching a couple other videos from other people, I now have a better understanding of why people play ranked and lock in DPS with complete disregard and abandon. Because I've done the same too. You know, admittedly, like in an Arco fucking, alright, like nothing matters. My rank is frivolous. Let's just fucking play a DPS character for shits. But no, in the sense that, not trusting your teammates has kind of always been the big thing, right? Like you being the best teammate that you think you are, operating under the presumption that as long as you're doing good, right, everyone else, your 5 other shitty teammates, you're the one that's like operating at your peak. And with that same principle, if you are using that confidence, right, I also get where you're like, why the fuck am I trusting 5 people whatsoever to do their respective job, irregardless of rank? Because I think as we've seen with any of the higher ranks, even in GM, right, a lot of the same issues that happen in terms of map awareness, game sense, and character performance are very prevalent as you climb, right? So with that in mind, I mean, you know, realistically speaking, at the end of the day, as long as you are finding these moments of improvement where you feel like, damn, if I'm looking at a death, I can critically analyze and extrapolate what I need to do there and improve, which I would wholly recommend. Recording your gameplay is a huge component of that. I definitely have done so by proxy, just by talking to you guys doing these videos, right? But then also, you know, just taking it a step at a time and working on smaller micro aspects of your gameplay will ultimately be what is going to lead to those larger rank improvements outside of just running the numbers game, right? But like, okay, if I'm playing Strange in this instance, like you can see right here, really good Agamotto, but like, are you meleeing after your primary to build up as much dark magic as possible? Because if you're not, that's something to work on, right? Or if are you leading your shots in accordance, or are you being mindful of like when your other tank or your teammates are in the front line and they're low, but you're playing Strange and you can kind of move up to the front and then throw shield up. These are just little microcosmic things. With healer, I have definitely been guilty of going up to the front line a lot playing Mantis because I feel like my team isn't getting frags, right? I should be nowhere near the fucking front of the line. I should be in the back. Am I, you know, properly allocating my health without just like randomly throwing it out with your abandon? That's a pretty big indicator of quality in terms of if you look at it like an Adam Warlock player, right? Like their DPS capacity is a big proponent, and obviously the revive. But people that play Mantis or Warlock that can space out their heals without it being like a DEFCON 5 fucking every 10 seconds. I'm waiting on my cooldowns because my team's at negative 25 health and we're about to lose the fucking point if I don't. You know, it is mitigation and understanding their character at a level that allows them to use it more effectively. And that's always going to be your goal at the end of the day. It's ultimately what I'm trying to strive for. And if I can make larger plays in an instance, there is a higher contingency that my team will be able to play off of what I'm doing, even if they're not in the best of positions. And we can kind of, you know, redirect that momentum that you're innately creating, right? And then hopefully trying to make something larger than that, whether that's a push or a hold. And on that end too, you know, as we have like a better defense round here, I've complained about this before, but the complete unwillingness for people to fight around the cart due to passivity and presuming that they're just going to die, you know, within seconds of fighting around the objective is mind-numbing to me. Because even if you are just merely throwing your body against the wall in the hopes of calling time, postponing the timer is what you're ultimately trying to do, right? You got 4 minutes to fucking kill on top of trying to frag each other and hold point. If you can survive and your healers are doing their job and your tanks are doing their job and everyone's operating at peak performance, there is no feasible reason that you are not fighting around the objective. I see it way too often. I think it's probably the most frustrating thing about playing payload compared to doing like King of the Hill, right? Is you are just, you know, anything that's happening in the match, even if you're getting kills or you're getting rolled or whatever have you, nothing's happening around the cart, and then before you know it, the team's already like 3-0'd you before your attack round. And then that is exhausting to me because now the goalpost for victory is required on OT, and then I'm like, dude, this game's gonna go on for fucking like 25 minutes. Like, I got a life, I got other shit to do, you know, or I have other games I would like to play if this one's a wash, which in a lot of cases it can be. But to me, in that instance, that just means now I have to play even fucking harder in the advent that we're gonna pull through, match score, and then get our shit together, you know. And that happens sometimes. Some teams like blow their fucking load in the first round and then they completely crumble throughout the rest of the match. Other teams really pick up their steam after properly switching into the second round, and then before you know it, you're pulling back and you've won the match. It's all circumstantial, but at the end of the day, it's just it's all these little micro problems, these little quandaries, and there are pragmatic solutions to it. but they all involve you and what you realistically can achieve and contribute to the solution of that, right? So it's hard to really hammer this home any more than I already have. I know there is a redundancy because I seem to say a lot of the same things in a lot of these videos, but it truly does appear to be that rudimentary and simple in a lot of cases, where operating with your fundamentals, trying to play as effectively as possible, will always lead to you inevitably just becoming a better player. And I think something that people people want results. They want to see themselves fragging and doing this or that. I think outside of your artificial rank, right, you'll notice yourself being able to accomplish things more comfortably in the game without even having to really like think about them as extensively. And I think that's the ultimate benefit as well. Like hitting shots and getting, hitting your combos without really spending the entire time like worried about where your aim is going, where instead you can actively engage in the fight and be more aware of your positioning and like what the team dynamic is like at that time, if your backline's doing all right. All of that is ultimately what is going to be conducive with people that are of higher rank, that are playing at a higher level than you, and that will always be the deciding factor if you guys are in a ranked match together and you think you're on your shit. These are the reasons why they will beat you. These are the reasons why I've lost. These are the reasons why I've also won. But yeah, another fat Agamotto there. Perfect example. Squishy on the Mantis. No one else was healing her. Now they're down a healer. Whatever else my team is doing, I'm going to try to help. But that was like my core contribution. And it seems like with that, they completely crumbled on their push after this, right? So, perfect example of what I mean, right? Small plays. Small little things. But in relation to the match, that's what we want to know. That's what we care about. And that's what led to victory in this specific instance. But yeah, I'm hopefully going to have more gameplay and more commentaries for you guys here. And I appreciate you listening to me ramble and yap as per usual. And again, the support has been crazy. And yeah, just looking to keep growing and keep doing this. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. And yeah, good luck on the grind.